Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of me mounting my M2 replica to my Humvee. If you haven't seen part 1, click here and have a look. Okay, so in part 1, you remember I drew this diagram to show you how all the pieces fit together to make the replica. Then I walked you through the replica itself, and it's quite realistic if I do say so myself. After that, we came back, had a look at the stand and the pintle and painted a couple of parts. And then I showed you how I laser cut and designed the shield and painted it as well. Then we had a look at the cradle parts and how I designed those on a computer, laser cut them, and even painted them military green. Then we moved on to the ammo box holders. Those were built out of mild steel and bent, and I had them painted camo brown. Then we moved on to the swivel stand and the base. The base can, swivel forward and bend when not in use, and are held on together by these thick bolts. In part 2, I'm going to put all of this together. We'll start out by putting the cradle and the ammo can holders together and then mounting it to the gun. And after that, we'll mount the stand and the base to a heavy metal plate that I had ordered. So let's get started. So I've ordered this 25 by 35 inch mild steel plate. It's about 1/4 inch thick, quite heavy. It's about 50 pounds, and mild steel, of course. And what I'll be using it for is to mount the base of the gun stand right there, and then to mount this plate onto the bed of the Humvee around there, so that the gun and the stand and the shield and everything comes right there. And the reason I'm doing that is because the bed of the Humvee is aluminum and is pretty thin and corrugated. So I'll need something really solid so that the gun and the stand don't move about whilst I'm driving and damage the bed or, torsion it or something. All right, let's get to this. The first thing I'm doing is, of course, rhino lining it and sanding it down a bit so it doesn't rust later on. So the bed, as we know, has all these crests and troughs in it. So I've taken a piece of cardboard and marked out all the relevant crests and troughs in between. And each line here denotes a crest, right? So I'll be putting this cardboard onto the piece of steel and marking out where exactly I want to sink and bolt the base of the gun stand. Probably be around there somewhere. See, it maps up perfectly. So there's going to be a crest over here, a trough in between, a crest over here, a trough in between, and so on. So let me just mark it and let's see where we go from there. So the plan is, I got a rib nut gun, and it has all sorts of rib nuts in it, but I'll be using the 1/4 inch rib nuts, and I'll be sinking about 10 of them into the steel plate right through the bed, and then bolting them down with these 1/4 inch hex bolts. Let's go do it. So I'm at the Asheboro airport, and we have a bunch of military vehicles here. There's Mathilda with a gun and everything.